Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So I want to start first with our foreign policy toolkit. Over the years, USCIRF has included in its annual recommendations to support civil society in countries of particular concern to promote religious freedom. I agree with this recommendation. Unfortunately, the Trump administration's foreign assistance review terminated millions of dollars worth of programs supporting defenders of religious freedom. Dr. Schneck, can you share what you've observed over the years as the U.S. has supported religious freedom defenders abroad, whether it's in Afghanistan, Iran, Burma, elsewhere? What kind of impact does this have on religious freedom globally?
Thank you for the question, Congresswoman. I don't have the specific numbers, at my fingertips, so I can't speak at the level of numbers. But I can say that the programs of USAID, programs at the Department of State, some programs at the U.S. Institute of Peace, even programming, for example, by Voice of America, these programs, nation-building programs, frankly, have been a critical component of the United States effort to promote religious freedom abroad. You see that, I, for example, have visited the horrible Rohingya refugee camps on the Cox's Bazar in Bangladesh. The funding for those camps through UNHCR and IOM and so forth, that funding largely came from the United States, and that funding, of course, is no longer present at the amounts that it was available before. And if you look at these camps, these are situations, dire situations, and frankly, from the perspective of U.S. Foreign policy concerns, these are radical populations that are capable of radicalization without the kind of support that was coming to them before. So around the world, I use this camp in Bangladesh as an example. So around the world, the funding that the United States government has been providing for humanitarian assistance, for the development of civil society, for the promotion of interfaith relations, that money has largely withered and dried up as a result of the DOGE cuts, that we've seen. And so I'm very concerned about what that means for the future of our efforts in those areas.
I appreciate that. I want to turn now to Nigeria. Our subcommittee has held multiple hearings over the past few years on the topic. As you know, in November, President Trump threatened to deploy the U.S. military, quote, guns a-blazing, into Nigeria to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists there, stating that if we attack, it will be fast, vicious, and sweet. And as you know, over Christmas, the United States conducted strikes in coordination with Nigerian authorities against supposed ISIS terrorists in Sokoto State in Nigeria. Dr. Schneck, in your view, do you believe the strikes over Christmas effectively improved religious freedom challenges in Nigeria? Why or why not?
No, I do not. In fact, it occurs to me that the cost of the Tomahawk missiles that were sent probably exceeded the amount of money that had previously been going to Nigeria to improve interfaith relations and provide humanitarian assistance. So it's very concerning to me, in fact. I suspect really that strikes like that, to the extent that they have any effect at all, would likely drive some of these more militant organizations together in greater unity and perhaps mobilize them in the future. So I think that the strike was a mistake.
Thank you. And could you talk a little bit about what you see as the primary drivers of religious freedom violations in Nigeria and how the United States should most effectively work with the Nigerian government to address those drivers?
It's a very complicated situation, to be honest with you. There are a number of things happening. One, of course, we do have terrorist organizations operating on the ground in Nigeria, Boko Haram and ISWAP. We have Fulani herders being driven out of the Sahel, essentially, moving their cattle into areas, agricultural areas that are displacing farmers and driving farmers into IDP camps. We have extraordinary amount of banditry going on. We have organized crime going on, and we have a corrupt and, frankly, a failing government in Nigeria that's incapable of providing the basic police services and judicial services that are necessary to maintain order.
Thank you. I yield back.